Hi, my name is Delphine. I started this channel because I just wanted to tell a story. Stories about foreigners like me that come from abroad and you know face all kinds of challenges, struggles, and experience. Welcome to my live stream. I was at work one day and it occurred to me that it's just like weird. There's no downtime. Well, either doing this or that or doing what A, B, or C. It's like it's a continuously we just continuously trying to work out to meet an end, and the end don't seem to be in focus. So it occurred to me that somebody needed to tell our story. Somebody needed to just be interested in our story because it's not common. A foreign person coming from their own country and to be in another country is not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of giving up a whole lot of stuff, which would be maybe my next dream. Um, um, I I came to this country about over 20 years ago, and since then it's been one um, thing after another. I came not because I wanted to stay. I had been in London for about 4 years, and then went back to Nigeria. I felt that I wanted to go see how the United States was, and have friends here, and I thought, let me go visit them. Then after I was done, I was going to come back. So when it was time to come back, my friends didn't think I should. They said, "Oh, why don't you find a job, find something to do, and then live a life here?" That was my purpose. So it was like, abruptly leaving here without without a plan. I didn't have a plan to come and stay here, but they reasoned with me, and I thought, okay, let me try it out. And then from trying it out, I stayed 1 year, and it's over 20 years now. Um, but to get a job was quite challenging at first because I didn't have the experience that I need um, to work in an American environment. I didn't have any initial experience. I also had my understanding of how I did communicate in my country, in Nigeria, where I was coming from. So I didn't have that skill that they needed, and they were not just going to hire me like that. And so while this was going on, I was looking for how best I can fit in anyway. And then one day, a Nigerian kitchen hired me, and I started to work there. But after working for a while, the contract was over, and then I was then without a job again. My friends that were living with me then, or I mean, that I was living with, or a group of us were living together at that time. They said, "Oh, there's some company down the road is looking for." It was a construction company. Was looking for people to come help them pack up some stuff, and I said, "Oh, that'd be nice." So we went there, we worked for um, about 2, 3 days, and they paid us some good money. So it was really good because, it was a daily pay that was very good, but that quickly ran out. And so at this point, I had, um, I decided to rent a place of my own. So I got a room in somebody's um, I think it was a townhome, and she was renting out one of the rooms. So I got that room. I had some few money that I brought from abroad too, so I was able to pay one or two, 1 month, and then by the time I was getting to the third month, my money was thinning out. I didn't have enough money to pay anymore, and so I I let her know, and she wasn't happy, and she said if I didn't if I didn't um, if I didn't pay, she was going to throw me out or call the police. So I couldn't believe it because this lady was also from Africa, and I didn't think she would. I just expected some consideration, some understanding, but it wasn't there. But you see, that was my welcome to America. That was my welcome to America. It doesn't matter if she was some part of Africa. She needed to pay her bill. She didn't care who, where, what I was, just pay the bill. That's all she was asking. And I didn't have it and I didn't know what else to do, you know? So I stayed like that and I kept on promising her. Actually, a friend loaned me some money and I gave it to her. So that's how I was able to stay there that month. So one day I went to church, and that particular month I went to church, and then I met this couple who we got talking, and they were asking how I was settling down and so on. And I said um, it was okay, but that there were some challenges. And then he said, "What was it?" And I said, trying to get a job. And then he said, "Okay, have you tried taking the nursing assistant course?" I said, "No." I said, "What is that?" Then he explained, because he was already at this time was a licensed practical nurse. So he explained to me, and I said, okay. He gave me the information. I went there. I took the class, took the exam, passed it. I was difficult to pass the hand washing one. I had to take that one twice before I passed it. I couldn't believe. I'm like, I'm able to wash my hand. What's this big deal about washing hands? So, well, there was a big deal because there was a certain pattern, certain way you had to wash your hands to make sure all the germs were out. Yeah, another welcome to America. So I did that, and I got a job in the same company that had the school also had a nursing home. So I was able to acquire a job there. So I was there. Now money was coming in. I was happy. It was good, you know. I had a steady job. Okay, so that was good. Um, and so after working, during working for, oh no, let me go back. My first time, actually, my first experience going into the nursing home, I remember I went to a nursing home. I could not believe the number of people sitting on the wheelchair. I'd never seen that before. That was a rude shock. I was afraid. I'm practically collapsed. I'm like, no, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. It was so scary. It was really scary. So my instructor called me back into the room, and she tried to talk to me about it. She said, no, nothing. You get used to it. You're just here to help them. This is A, B. This is the reason why they can don't do A, B, and C. I said, okay. So it took a lot for me to start accepting the fact that people don't use their two legs. They are in the wheelchair. In the collection, maybe I've seen one or two, but collectively, the rude thing was that we entered a building through the kitchen, and they were all sitting down trying to eat, and most of them were in a wheelchair. That was scary. Okay, eventually got over that. It's common nature to me now. It's not a big deal anymore. But at first, could not cope. Yes. so so after a while, I started getting myself ready to do something, to go up to something a little bit different. And I asked some nurses, "Oh, what do you do to become a nurse?" And then they said to me, "Oh, this is what you have to do." So okay, so I was planning. I started planning to do that, take the entrance exam, find out how I can be a licensed practical nurse, and then yes, I did get in. I got um, into the program. I did that for about 2 years, 2 years total for taking my exam, passing it, and then I started a job. So while at the job, that job, I have a very awesome experience from that job. That job, as a new grad, I was thrown into that job. Without orientation, I got there. I was renting with somebody. I've talked about this story before, but that story was actually was actually my experience. I was renting with this lady, and then all of a sudden they came. I think 2 days later, somebody came and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, this person won't be available. This one won't be available. So you have to take the floor. You have to just do it like this. Give the medicine. This is how to do the wound. You know, you have done this in the clinicals before. This is how you do it. She just slapped it around like this, and like, that's how you do it. But this is me. I'm trying to get a job. I'm trying to feed a family. So I didn't want to lose that job. So I stayed on and had that non-experience, non-existing. I was supposed to have at least 90 days orientation. I didn't have up to 2 weeks. I did not have up to 2 weeks. So as soon as I continued to accept the responsibility from them, and I didn't argue my point because I wanted to keep the job, because then after school it's always difficult to get a job. So because I did not argue with them, I didn't say anything. So I kept on like that. I was doing what I could. I didn't also have a good role models or somebody to empower me, somebody I could go to for questions. It was just like that. People were always calling out, were always working short. So the people that were on orientation who didn't know their rights, like I didn't know my rights, all I wanted to do was just keep a job, were used to fill up those positions that these other regular nurses were not available for. So I did that, and I eventually decided to do the. I eventually decided to do to be in the registered nurse. That is to transition from being an LPN to do my associates in as a registered nurse. So I went to CCBC. I went to school to ask to inquire about what I needed to do to be able to continue with my plan to be an RN. And I was told they had to clear me for English. They wanted to know if I could speak in English. I'm like, that's what I'm speaking now. They said no. The people that come from foreign countries had a particular test they had to do just to be sure that their English is enough communication wise, is enough for good communication, proper communication, excellent communication with patients. And I said, okay. So when I took the exam and I passed it, one of them came to me and said, "Oh, did you learn English here? How come you did so well in this in the test?" I'm like, "That's the language we speak. Nigerians mainly speak in English, so that's the language we speak." So well, that's by the way. I just wanted to talk about that entrance. It was, it was also another thing, like I'm speaking in English and you telling me you have to test to see if I can write in English. I didn't, but I dealt with that and I did that. So after that, I said, okay, I did all the prereqs. I didn't understand what all those prerequisites were for. That's why I hate prereqs. There are too many. I felt that some of them were required, some I didn't think they were required. Well, as life went on, I discovered that somehow some of them could just be a no, and then some other ones are relevant. A lot of them you can just blend them, and it can be one class, and that will go. That would be a good thing. But I had to go through all that, all those prerequisite. I had to go through all that. Then I achieved my degree as a registered nurse. So at this point, remember I said I didn't have a good orientation. Oh boy, I became an RN. At this point, I was working with an agency. So immediately they threw me on the job as an RN. Didn't still get no orientation because to them, I was, you know, I was good. But they didn't know I had my struggles. I had my struggles because of the non-existent orientation I'd had from beginning. And because I didn't know my rights to ask for more orientation, I was trying to put food on the table. I was trying to keep a job. So now I'm an RN and I have to prove myself to be a good one. I try. That is why I like YouTube. YouTube has taught me a whole lot of things. I go to YouTube, whatever I don't know, I go to YouTube and learn it. And I love YouTube. I love YouTube. I'm passionate about YouTube because of what he has done for me. My classes, my classes. I can swear by YouTube. I tell people you don't know anything. If you want to know stuff, just go to YouTube. You must find what you're looking for in YouTube. And so yeah, so yeah, I did um so now I became an RN. So they started to say that we had to do our bachelor's and so on and so forth. And so I went again. I took another, it was, I think it was 18 months or so to complete the bachelor's. So I think it was I don't know, about, about that, less than 18 months. I completed the bachelor's. And then now I did that, and I was still with the agency, continued to do with the agency, and then I, I then at this point I was trying to look for a different, you know, I'd been in the nursing home for a while. I wanted to see if I could do a position thing like be a child nurse manager or something like that. So I went to this other building. I got hired as a unit manager, but that again was also same thing. Um, from the get go, I made it clear that I'd never done it before, and I thought I was going to get a thorough orientation, but no, I was thrown to one other child nurses just so they could tell me how they did their work. So this wasn't a specific orientation; it was just um, go stay with this child nurse today and stay with the other child nurse today. Let them teach you how they do their work. That wasn't sufficient for me, and it just didn't work. It didn't work for me. So I'd already started my master's at this time, and then um, I decided to go back and finish the master's. I didn't want to take a master's. I realized that a lot of people that took their master's in Harvard, there was no difference in their pay, and I'm like, no, I'm going to do some type of master's that at least there'll be some difference in the pay. That is why I became a nurse practitioner. I did not plan to be a nurse practitioner. I just wanted to do something else that'll give me more pay. Even though I want to make a change in my patient's life, I want to do something different. I really wanted. I didn't want to do a basic masters. You know, I mean, we do so much. There's so much sacrifice that we make as nurses. So I really wanted something that would pay me more, appreciate me some, and so on. So that's why I became a nurse practitioner. So I want to thank you for watching. This is part one. This is part one of coming to America. I plan to interview some more there, individuals, some other friends. And if you want me to interview you and you want me to share your experience about you coming to America or coming to a foreign land, let me know. You can send me a text, and we can do a Zoom interview at this point. And then yes, so thank you. That is the end of part one, and I encourage you to subscribe to my channel and wait for more streaming of videos like this. Just talking about experience, and letting you in on things that we had to we do had to go through, and then yes. So, but the next one is going to be I'll be talking the part two about um, about this, continuing this experience. I'll be, talking about the part two, and there will be other parts to this, and as well interviewing other diaspora nurses, diaspora individuals, anyone who wants to be interviewed, who wants to talk about their experience. Like I said again, you're welcome. And here, I really want to hear your story. I want to hear the stories that we tell will help us heal. So I want to hear your story. Will help us heal, will help us feel that we're together in this. So yes, and thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for this is something you may watch in the future, but thank you. Thank you.